Yeah, and it was a whole bunch of stuff in the movie, man, just the whole thing. When you initially read that script, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have a clue that it was gonna be that significant.
Nah, it read more street, but when you look at it, it was really educational. Like
it was very educational. I would say that.
Like to me, like it showed you like most niggas be living with their grandmamas and like that. That's really real. Like nigga, grandmamas really be raising niggas in a lot.
It was very realistic. That's what I say. It was very realistic.
Yeah, they hit on a lot of I think in-depth shit about life growing up in the projects and you know, stuck in limbo in trying to be accepted by the hood, and you know, having them motherfucking grandpa values to where you want to do good, you know, you want to be a straight kid or, you know, a straight motherfucker, but when you living in a section where peer pressure is everything and belonging is everything, and especially as a, you know, a single kid, you get me? You got no brothers, no sisters, no cousins, and, you know, so influence to become affiliated is heavy.
And that was the thing about that film, man. It shows you everything, because what I got from it, you know, you would think watching it that people just get a lot of street stuff from it, you know, the whole gang banging element and all that. I think what people more than anything else got from it, man, is that poverty is a motherfucker, dog, and when you black and growing up without much, dog, because I think the most powerful part in the film was when your grandfather asked you, Kane, do you give a fuck if you live or die?
Right.
And you really looked at him like, shit, I don't know. I'm trying to get through the day.
Right. You got to understand, growing up in a neighborhood, like, what is it really for you to do, actually, if you're not entertainment or rap, like, what is it actually to do? It ain't nothing to do but to get in some kind of trouble because you trying to get your money.
Mm-hmm. Think about this. Think about if this man right here at the end of the table didn't have storytelling and rapping ability, or if you didn't know how to act, what would y'all be doing now?
Life, you know, you fortunate to be put in a position like, you know, I was able to write down tales and stories and shit I saw or participated in. But before then, shit, like I said, the quest was to be from the neighborhood. Shit, like you be a kid and you might, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a fireman or I'm gonna be a policeman or a football or sports motherfucker, you know. But then when you living in poverty, once again, and shit, everybody in the neighborhood is selling dope and gangbanging, and like Menace tried to walk that line, right? Because you in the neighborhood and you a kid. As a kid, you don't really know what's going on around you, the world. You're a kid.
Yeah.
You know, you riding your bike down the street where two niggas just got killed last night. You don't focus on that as a kid.
For real. And it humanized the characters.
Right.
Because even Old Dog, as fucked up as Old Dog was, you still saw that at the end of the day, he was just a little kid from the hood that was trying to survive, and
I mean, this is
was doing what he had to do.
This is what I'm handed. You get me? I'm not educated. You get me? That shit stopped.
And he probably had some mental problems too.
That shit probably stopped when I was, you know, like I said, when you 4 and 5 and you going to school and everything is fun until you face with dealing with the reality of, nigga, we in poverty like a motherfucker. And it starts affecting you and fucking with you to where your dreams of being something other than what's around you, that shit is gone.
Yeah, all hope is diminish and dissolve.
It's like, so to be able to, you know, do what you do or whatever, and to just make it out of the situation isn't promised for a lot of niggas. And that's why you got a lot of niggas from the era of my days who, got 30, 25 years to life in the pen, and or just now coming home, and all this new wave of technology and internet and all this shit. But that's why a lot of us was faced with that, because we didn't have no choice back then. You get me? It's a lot of choices today for you to stray away from growing up in the neighborhood. Back then, shit, it was. We didn't have too many sports teams, and niggas didn't have private trainers and camps and all that shit, and all I knew about in the neighborhood was the niggas who was slanging.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
who got bust on, last
Right.
night or whatever. I mean, so it's kind of hard to stray away from that.
For real. And you was raised like, I guess you was made for that part because you was raised by your grandmother too, right?
Yeah, well, my mom had me when she was like 13, 14 in the neighborhood, whatever. So my mom was there. She just was a kid as well. So we were like kids together kind of thing. And my grandmother and I had my aunties. So I just, I seen a lot. You know what I mean? I understood that I didn't want to be in gangs because my uncle played football. He never drank, he never smoked, and I just always remembered that. Like, he wanted to be something. So I was like, well, I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, because you was playing football and stuff too. You went to Sarah High School, right?
Went to Sarah.
You went to Sarah High School. Well, you talked about that. You was a defensive back man, and yeah, Tyrin is a physical motherfucker. I know we ain't gonna talk like the other people. Tyrin got some squabbles, man.
I wouldn't even say. I just defend myself like any other human being. It ain't about who can. If you protecting yourself, it's not about having squabbles. It's about like
That's real talk.
I don't mess with nobody. I don't want no issues. I know how to walk away from an issue. I know how to do all those things. It's just when I can't, I just going to defend myself like any other human being, man.
And usually you go win when you don't start problems. You usually wind up being a victor.
Yeah, that's anybody. Anybody. If you're not starting it, I feel like you should win. If you didn't start, you didn't start no trouble. You know what I mean?
So you get this role, man. How quick do your life change?
It's crazy because I grew up on 51st and Hoover, and where I come from, I just always like to just do normal stuff, like walk to the liquor store or do stuff that I was just accustomed to doing. I remember going to the liquor store and it was just like the cars start piling up on the block or whatever. And I was like, okay, this is a little different, but I'm still a little naive because I'm just like, that's all I know is just how to, like, I didn't come from Hollywood. I didn't come from where nobody in my family was in Hollywood, so I didn't know, like, I can't walk down the street no more. I can't go to the liquor store, do regular stuff, like go to the actual liquor store. I was like, shit, I'm finna go to the liquor store and buy me some motherfucking policies or something. You feel me? Just like regular shit. And
The motherfuckers pulling up on the side of the road on you.
Pulling up on the side of the road, honking, but it wasn't just all kind of stuff. No, nothing dangerous, but just crowded. Just like, okay, it's a scene here. Like, the movie was big to where now I've made a scene in the neighborhood if I'm there. That's all.
When did you realize you had to get about that motherfucker?
Well, I never got out of it. I just knew that I had to. It's just a way.
Yeah, not like that, but you have to. If you want to have a peace of mind, you got to make a move.
Yeah, you just understand there's a time and a place, like certain time, like you dip in, dip out. It ain't about just, I can't be over here. That's not what it is. It's just about picking and choosing how to do it. Like, you just can't. I just can't go to the liquor bank just because I think it's cool to just do. You just gotta. It's just different because people will test you. People will test you. People will.
How often did you get tested? Especially you playing the role that you was playing. You was a hard body in the movie.
I got tested a lot let me just say, a lot of people loved us, first of all. Like, the movie, so as much as I got tested, it was millions of people that didn't test. They was a fan of our work and all that kind of stuff. So when I did get tested, it was basically more about, man, this nigga look little in person.
I mean, you, and then it's usually always from your own stepping ground.
Yeah.
you get appreciated when you go other places. Not that you are intimidating to people, but just for the fact that people respect what you do as far as making records or acting or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, it's something about growing up here and growing up in a neighborhood that it's gonna ride you until niggas feel like you ain't a threat anymore to them. Then it's like, oh man, that nigga, you know, whatever. Oh, that's Tyrin. Oh, you know, whatever, bro. Like you said, a motherfucker want to test you because first of all, you come from the land of where, you know, niggas is about that life of pulling a nigga's card.
Yeah.
You get me? Mm-hmm. So, it's always gonna be one. You feel me? Like shit. Oh nigga, this nigga was hard in the movie, or this nigga grew up on so and so and whoopty whoop. And I remember I went to school with this nigga and whoopty, and that's where you get that.
That's crazy, man. So
you didn't have to do because you came from Cleveland. So you know what I'm saying?
You know what though, man? The biggest thing I get now is why you don't call. I called you 20 times. Why you not picking up the phone? And it's like, dude, you called me at 2 o'clock in the morning or some crazy time or 5 o'clock in the morning. No, I'm not answering my phone. But for the most part, it's more love. But the stuff, I'm not going to front. You always have certain people that know how to strike a nerve with you.
Oh, definitely.
They just know how to strike a nerve. You like, why is you coming at me with that silly shit right now? You know what I mean? But for the most part, it's love, like you said. So you doing this, man, that was one of those defining roles, man, that where usually in Hollywood, somebody get that type of part, you know, have that type of performance, they turn in that type of performance, they wind up just elevating.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, when they're white.
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on. Do you feel that us as black people, man, do you think Hollywood just kind of give us the short end of the stick all the time?
I would say we give ourselves the short end sometime. You know,
elaborate a little bit.
Well, we did a great film, right? Me, Eiht, Lorenz, and Jay. We did a great film, right? Mm-hmm. Alan Hughes and Albert Hughes, they directed it, right? Mm-hmm. The phone never rung again for none of that chemistry.
Yeah, because you think
all this
about
chemistry,
it.
But look at look at it like this. When you look at Ryan Coogler, that did Fruitville with Michael B. Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. He did. Then he did Creed. Then he directed Creed. Then he let Michael B. Jordan direct Creed. And then he did Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? When you think of John Singleton, Tyrese, Baby Boy, Fast and Furious. What's the one he did with Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg about the Brothers?
Yeah, Brothers. Mm-hmm. That's all John Singleton, right? So even with Spike Lee, I think that with us, and nobody owes anybody nothing, nobody. But what this man did for Menace with that song, that I think described that movie better than any movie I've ever seen in my life. It was just hand in hand, right? Mm-hmm. You don't come back, and not that they owe anything, but like as a filmmakers, you know, you don't come back like, oh, let's run it back. Jordan ran it back with Pitt. Sometimes it's okay to run things back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But to not run it back, and to kind of like, sometimes people want to cross over and they think that the crossing over means, oh, I'm gonna go do Benjamin, but whatever, like a white film. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna do some
Tom Cruise. Yeah. I'm gonna shoot Mission Impossible next, or you know. And I get it. Their directorship, you know, following Menace, took a different route. Mm-hmm. You get me? They was doing horror films and all kind of shit, and it probably was a lot of requests from the streets and to follow up with something in that line. But like you said, once they felt like, shit, we done left the block, nigga. Now we done moved up to Hollywood Hills.
Cause that was
we not staying on 51st no more.
Right.
Nigga, now we staying in motherfucking behind the gates down the street from motherfucking, so now I say the same thing about niggas' records sometimes.
Right.
They come in hungry. You hear it. You hear the songs.
Yeah.
Depression, poverty. Nigga, if I make it, I'm a whatever. And then motherfuckers go, damn, yeah, blow up, sell 3-4 million records. Next thing you know, nigga, I'm on my fucking $5 million yacht, nigga,
right.
and we drinking fucking champagne out of bitches' ass cracks and shit. And like, what happened to that? Like sometimes you gotta not forget about what got you.
Right.
And it's hard to keep it, man, because I'm gonna tell you, it's hard to keep it because it's a certain amount of pressure and stress that come with any amount of success.
Oh, definitely.
Because you always, and then it's one of them things, let me ask you this, I'm pretty sure you went with this. People always think you got more than what you actually have.
Right. Right.
How did you deal with telling certain family members no or certain homies no?
I didn't. I always gave what I had. It didn't, like, if I had $100, I gave a nigga.
See, I'm not talking about no money like that because I think everybody do that. You see the homie needs something, you look out for him.
So let me say something, Norm. So getting back to what Eiht said, look at Martin Scorsese. I think he did edgy films as well. You say he did edgy films, but you guess what he did? You know what he understood about it? He's like, yeah, shit, I'm going with De Niro. I'm gonna run it back with Pesci. I'm gonna run it back because he understood that chemistry and that dynamic. When you can't teach chemistry, and when you have that kind of chemistry, you just don't let. When Dre and Snoop did the Chronic album, they knew that they had chemistry. So they're like, you know what, we're gonna have to. That's what this is. We're gonna
make this a franchise.
We're gonna run this back kind of. So. I just feel like people just anxious to cross over. It's kind of like that's like Eiht doing what he did, and then he all of a sudden doing a country album or something like that. He just you can.
I was too afraid to lose my core fans. You get presented with chances. To go over, and do something different. Maybe it would have been beneficial more than what my career has been, maybe not. I just never wanted to stray away from what got me there.
I'll tell you this right now. I love Timberland, but I don't want to hear you on no Timberland beats.
Exactly, I never wanted, and then when I got faced with shit like that, I just took the low road and said, fuck it, I'm good. I just didn't want to, I guess, disappoint the motherfuckers who walked through the struggle with me through those records, and then I turn around and go, okay, thanks, fuck y'all. I'm finna go grab this motherfucking money bag, and I'm finna rap about, partying in Saint-Tropez with, butt-naked bitches, and we partying and drinking and throwing money all out there. I didn't want my core fans to be like, what the fuck? Like, dude, so some people take that route because the money is more, I want to be that image. So now I'm going to go from wearing khakis and driving in a 6'4" to I'm pulling up in a Bugatti, nigga, with fur on my boots and shit, and my pants pockets and shit. And, I got on a see-through tank top and shit like that, and a big fur hat, because that's what they call fashion now. So, some people tend to, go astray.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes. If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Gangster Chronicles, this is not your average show.